Welcome back, everyone. My name is Patrick. You're watching the Oilers Rundown. Happy May the 4th to all who celebrate. The Edmonton Oilers social media account putting out this amazing fan poster this morning. Thought I had to share this one. Really cool. So happy May the 4th, Star Wars Day if you're unaware. The Edmonton Oilers, Vegas Golden Knights getting set to begin their round 2 series on Tuesday in Las Vegas. We received the full schedule, not all the times, but we do know the starting times for games 1 and 2, and we should find out the remainder of the times following Game 7 between Winnipeg and St. Louis tonight. But so far, here is a look at the schedule, dates, and times for the Edmonton Oilers and Vegas Golden Knights. Everything kicks off on Tuesday, May 6th at 7:30 p.m. Mountain in Las Vegas. Continues on Thursday, May 8th, once again at 7:30 p.m. And then the series switches to Edmonton for games 3 and 4 on Saturday, May 10th and Monday, May 12th. As I mentioned, those times are still to be announced. Wednesday, May 14th, if necessary for Game 5, goes back to Vegas. Friday, May 16th for Game 6, back in Edmonton. And once again, if necessary, Sunday, May 18th, back in Vegas for Game 7. Well, I know many of us will be happy with the 7:30 p.m. start times with games 1 and 2. I know I definitely am. Any extra possible sleep we can get here will be greatly appreciated, but I was joking in the heavy hockey chat that we're probably going to see all these earlier games now go to overtime, so the earlier start time being completely wiped out, but let's see what happens there. Hopefully it's another strong series here for the Edmonton Oilers. As far as my series prediction, I picked the Oilers to take out the Kings in 6 games in round 1. It's hard to say what's going to happen between these two teams right now. I'd say I'm obviously going to pick the Edmonton Oilers to win the series, but probably 6 games is the safest bet. But with how the Edmonton Oilers came together in round 1, the play of goaltender Calvin Pickard, getting contributions throughout the lineup, I won't say that a 4 or 5 game series is completely out of the question. I think we're going to learn a lot by how Game 1 starts out. We know traditionally the Edmonton Oilers really struggle with Game 1, so if Vegas takes Game 1, the Oilers are obviously at least up to a 5-game series at that point, provided they get some wins in there. But there's a lot of different ways, obviously, that this series can go. As I mentioned off the top, I think a 6-game prediction for the Oilers is the safest bet, but I think I'll officially put my pick in at a 5-game series for the Edmonton Oilers. I have a lot of faith in this team right now. As I mentioned, with the way they're coming together, with the contributions they're getting, with the goaltending that Calvin Pickard is providing. It's not absolutely stellar, but he's making the saves that he needs to make to ensure the team picks up the victory. He's the only goaltender in these playoffs that is 4-0 right now, and I don't think that is something to just be overlooked. You can say he's a backup goaltender. How could he possibly keep this going? Well, we've seen a lot stranger here in these Stanley Cup playoffs. A few years ago when the Vegas Golden Knights eliminated the Edmonton Oilers, they were going through several goaltenders. Adin Hill just happened to step up and be that guy, and so far in these Stanley Cup playoffs, Adin Hill has struggled. The Edmonton Oilers lost Stuart Skinner after 2 games. He just does not seem to have it right now. Calvin Pickard comes in, wins 4 straight games, provides that stability that this team needs. Now, I don't think it's out of the question that we see Stuart Skinner back. I mean, if Calvin Pickard gets shelled for 6 or 7 goals in Game 1, I think that's almost automatic that we probably see Stuart Skinner for Game 2. But as I've mentioned a few times in these videos, I don't see a game like that coming from Calvin Pickard. I think he has just been outstanding so far. As I said, not perfect, but providing the saves, the timely saves that this team needs to pick up victories. As far as the head-to-head matchups, we got Connor McDavid here against Jack Eichel, Leon Draisaitl, Mark Stone. You can go down the list. The defense core for the Vegas Golden Knights is obviously their advantage. Guys like Hanifin, Shea Theodore. The Oilers struggled to match that without Mattias Ekholm. Head coach Chris Knoblauch did confirm that Mattias Ekholm will not be in round 2, so the best we're going to see in round 3. But I think if the Oilers can get past the Vegas Golden Knights, a very early round 3 return for Mattias Ekholm is not out of the question. But they've got to solve these Vegas Golden Knights. As we've talked about, the Vegas Golden Knights eliminating the Edmonton Oilers in 6 games a couple of years ago, so Connor McDavid mentioned earlier that the Oilers have unfinished business with this team. This is a team they need to prove that they can take down in the Stanley Cup playoffs. They didn't get that opportunity last year, but here it is right now, following a round one series where a lot of people, pundits, fans, were counting the Edmonton Oilers out after falling down 2-0. They came back, won 4 straight games. This team battled injuries, battled chemistry issues, so many things through the last quarter of the season. Well, for some players like Evander Kane throughout the whole season. So to see everything coming together, of course, minus Matthias Ekholm, but like I said, he's a possible bright spot in the days and weeks to come for the Edmonton Oilers, but they've got to get past this Vegas Golden Knights team. They've got to slay this dragon, as I mentioned a few times here, and there is no time like the present with the play of Calvin Pickard, with the struggles of Adin Hill for the Vegas Golden Knights. The Oilers have to exploit that weakness. It was a very high-scoring series against the LA Kings in round one. Will we see that again? I think it's certainly possible with Calvin Pickard and Adin Hill as your goaltenders. If Hill is struggling, the Oilers could light him up, and Calvin Pickard obviously didn't have an outstanding save percentage in round one, but as I've mentioned a few times here, it's the key saves that he did make at those key times that made all the difference for the Edmonton Oilers. When the Oilers were trying to fight their way back into games, he made those saves that allowed those comebacks to happen, and especially in Game 6 in the second period early, he absolutely saved that hockey game for the Edmonton Oilers. So the Oilers riding a goalie who is red hot, in my opinion, right now, versus a goaltender that's struggling. And the Oilers with so many offensive weapons. Oilers insider Jack Michaels mentioning this yesterday. The last 4 games of the LA series marked the first time since mid-December that the Oilers dressed the same lineup 4 straight times, having an agitator on all 4 lines, Corey Perry, Evander Kane, Trent Frederic, Vasily Podkolzin, gives Edmonton a relentlessness to its game not seen in quite some time. So a physicality, a team toughness element coming in here for the Edmonton Oilers right when you need it against a very tough Vegas Golden Knights team. So like I said, a lot of things are coming together at just the right time for the Edmonton Oilers. It's the playoffs. Anything can happen, but I think this team can take down the Vegas Golden Knights in 5 games. We'll see what happens here, guys. 6 games is probably the safer bet, but I'm going to go out on a bit of a limb. So those are my thoughts for now on round 2 between the Edmonton Oilers and Vegas Golden Knights. I'll have lineups and all that other kind of information for you guys in the coming days, but we've still got a couple days here before the Edmonton Oilers and Vegas Golden Knights kick off round 2 with a 7:30 p.m. start on Tuesday evening in Las Vegas. That's all for me for now, guys. Let me know your thoughts and predictions on round 2 in the comment section below. If this is your first visit to the channel and you like what you see, please consider liking and subscribing for all the latest Oilers content. You've been watching the Oilers Fanatic. Thanks for being a fan.